Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay, with the new patch arriving shortly, you've seen a bunch of videos around what's coming. This Grim Forest, and this is like the main reward. You can earn a mythical lizardman. What's the name of this dude? Anaxia the Reborn. So just give you a bit of the info before we go into the kit and the look. Allow me to introduce a brand new mythical champion you'll be able to obtain in the Grim Forest. So the type is defense stroke HP, spirit affinity. Anaxia's base form focuses on sustain and control. She acts as a sturdy tank with increased stats. Alternate form shifts into a damage dealer, allowing her to passively join ally attacks and transforming her every third attack into an AoE. Okay, let's have a little look. See, this is the base form, like the tank form. Honestly, if this was like the frontline tank, I feel like I could get through it, but you know, visuals can be deceiving. Cool little I guess a spanner spanner sword. It's like if you need someone to fix those pipes, Anaxia is your girl. Also, she can take a hit. Let's have a look at the alternate form. Okay, cool blades. Kind of like fiery looking tongue or whatever. The breath coming out there. Pretty sweet. Love the blades, honestly. The blades look super cool. Love that VFX on the blades. It's got like a blade in its chest here as well. What's that red thing coming out there? Is that a blade there as well? Or is it just a spike? Kind of looks like a blade has gone through him. You getting the vibe there? But anyway, very cool. Okay, before we get into the new kit, let's just pop in a new promo code. What we got here? Win mid game winter. Okay, we've got some energy. We've got some silver. It's an okay one. It's an okay one. Better than nothing. We've got first the base form. As we've said, like it's spirit affinity. I can't see stats with the info we've been given so far, but lizardman. We've got thirsting sword. Attacks an enemy and fixes the plumbing. No. Heals all allies by 5% of their max HP. Heals all allies by additional 5% of the max HP if this champ attacks a target under leech. So you can get up to 10% healing from an A1. If this is an ally attacker, or maybe it's not in this form, right? But I guess you're going to bring ally attackers in based on what I just read. So this like 10% heal on an ally attack is actually huge. So pretty interesting there. Death Plunge attacks all enemies. Heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP. Cool thing about these heals, by the way, doesn't matter how much damage you do, any of that sort of stuff. It's literally just how much HP can you push onto this champ. So this healing is really consistent. The value of the heal increases by 5% for each leech on the enemy team. So if you're in like Hydra, you get another 20% here. You get like a 35% heal going off just by hitting the enemy. Pretty mad. If a champ receives any surplus healing, places a shield on that champion for 2 turns. The value is based on the surplus heal, up to 30% of this champion's max HP. Got the A3, the all-consuming roar. Attacks all enemies, places the leech. This is what we were expecting here. And a provoke on the enemy for... So leech for 2 turns, provoke for a turn. Also places counter-attack on this champ, which gives you that healing. And then we've got the passive here for this form. Each time this champion hits an enemy under leech, increases the defense and HP up to 50% more. So after 10 hits, you're going to have 50% more HP and defense. Obviously, helps them stay alive, but also massively boosts this healing. When attacked by enemies whose attack is higher than or equal to their defense, has a 100% chance to place decrease attack for 2 turns. When attacked by someone who's got high defense and attack, places decreased defense. So you do need accuracy to land all of this stuff. It's not like some of the mythicals where it's just, you know, no accuracy required. When attacked by enemies under leech, 50% chance of placing provoke. Wow, that's actually huge. Okay, very cool support stroke tank kit, right? So, of course, they're not the sexiest kits because it's just about, you know, staying alive, doing control, you know, healing, all that stuff. It's not the sexiest kit, but it's actually a really good version of that type of kit. So let's have a look here at the damage form. So we've got Blade Axle. Places block buffs for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if the target's HP is lower than this champ's. All of the damage here is based on HP. So, you know, that's... You should have really high HP on this champ, just based on first form and the fact that you want this to go off. So block buffs is a freebie if you've got higher HP. Obviously, won't work on bosses generally, though. Bosses generally have massive HP, so it's a bit of a shame, actually. Frenzied Execution. Attacks an enemy, will ignore Stone Skin. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 50% if the target's HP is lower than this champ. Resets the cooldown if you kill someone. So books do a 3, but it's hard to get mythical books. So, you know, this kind of like reset is actually really valuable. I will say Stone Skin is obviously where it's at for any defensive team right now. But with the new gear set coming through, there's a chance that that meta swings into this new, what's it called? Ethereal, is it? No, I think I've got the wrong name there. Anyway, the new set that's going to give you that kind of like guard buff. We've then got Soul Separator. Attacks an enemy before attacking places crit damage buff on all allies. Steals 50% of the target's turn meter. Steals 100% instead if the target's HP is lower than his champ's. I think you do need accuracy for this, but you don't need it for this. You do need it in the other form. So you're probably going to need to build some accuracy in this kit. Destroys target's HP. Destroys 50% of the target's HP if the target's HP is lower than his champion's. Destroys 50% in one hit. That's kind of mad. We've then got the passive here. Will ignore 15% defense if the target's HP is lower than this champ's. Ignore defense is the mechanic for damage in this game. Will ignore 15% of the target's defense if the target's under leech. So you could get up to 30% ignore defense going off in this form if they've got leech out there. Every third skill this champion uses will attack all enemies. So this is where they're saying it's like if you pair with ally attackers, then you could potentially do like a ally attack, or not ally attack, AoE A2, for example, or AoE, yeah, I mean, it's mainly A2. This champion joins every third attacking skill used by allies. Okay, that's crazy as well. So it's a bit like what Teox does, and Teox is strong. Damn, Teox is a lizard as well. Oh my god, the combo lizards. Damn, that's actually a crazy combo right there. The two smackers that just join random attacks. Not random attacks, very unrandom. This champion uses default. Obviously, this A1 here in this form needs to hit hard for this to be really sexy, but I bet it does, honestly. I bet it does. Increase ally defense in all battles by 35% was the same. Yeah, interesting one. Obviously, a lot depends here on the damage that we can do with the second form skills. It's an HP-based damage dealer. They're generally not as easy to build out in terms of like high damage. Obviously, if you can bump up the HP by 50% before changing form, that's going to make a massive difference. But then that's basically impossible to do in the arena. You know, like I guess a very long live arena fight, you could do it. But then you're like trying to build for two forms, so that's hard to do as well. But yeah, if the straight damage without needing that 50% more is really high, then this could be a really fun champ to get. But I'd imagine it's going to take us several months of the Grim Forest to do it. If we think about how long it took us to get Carnage and some of the other champs from the other game modes. But there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.